Hi, I'm Mike Petrilli, an executive editor at Education Next. I'm here today with Nelson Smith, the president of the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools. Welcome, Nelson.
Welcome, Mike.
We're going to talk today about the race to the top. Some folks were surprised with the round of finalists that came out. It included some states like Kentucky that don't have a charter school law, and some other states like New York that have pretty bad charter school caps. So the question to you is, were you surprised with this news? Was this a big disappointment for the charter school community?
I wouldn't say it was a big disappointment for the charter school community. If you break it down according to our model charter law, which I brought a copy of here, no, according to the way we rank the laws, it kind of comes out 5, 5, and 5. You know, there were 5 states that actually had pretty good laws to begin with. There were 5 states that had actually just recently done good things to qualify them for Race to the Top funds. And then there were 5 that we are kind of shaking our heads about, including Kentucky. And then there's one more, which is South Carolina, which it was right in kind of the middle of the pack. So that adds up to 16, if I'm correct. And Kentucky is the one everybody talks about because they don't have a charter law. So we were kind of disappointed by that. With the case of New York, I mean, New York, they have a cap. They've got 18 slots left under the existing cap. And they made this Herculean effort to try and get the cap lifted, which went down in flames because of the way the Assembly approached it. They do some really good things in New York City on charters. So, there's a little bit of ambivalence about that.
So let's talk about the 5 states then that did change laws, pass laws in order to be better positioned. I mean, that sounds like a big success. Do you think those states would have made those changes without this federal incentive?
No, I doubt it, seriously. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that happened because of Race to the Top. In addition to the states that did change things, there's a lot of states, there's 5 or 6 states that had no charter laws that have active discussions going on now about maybe passing a law. And if they didn't get it this time, probably in the next session, they'll go back for it in round 2. But a lot of good things did happen. I mean, Tennessee, for example, which has had this very, very strange law that says you can only go into a charter school if you're from a school that didn't make adequate yearly progress, or you're a child who had low scores or something.
Right.
They loosened it up so that any low-income kid can enroll in a charter school. It's still not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction.
Right. So you don't have to fail the test in order to.
You don't have to fail the test in order to get into a charter school. Right.
Now, some people will say, look, this whole thing is really unfair. That you've got 3% of the population here driving what's happening in Race to the Top. I mean, there's charter schools are a tiny bit of the education pie, and yet Arne Duncan's made it this huge thing in Race to the Top. I mean, what would you say that this is out of proportion?
Well, if you look at it this way, number one, 3%, but not distributed evenly, and we are now much more than that in a number of cities and states. The other thing is, though, what's the effect that they have? Are they not only good for the kids who are in them, but also driving other kinds of reforms? If you look at, for example, take New York. Take the way Joel Klein uses charter schools in New York City to kind of be the leading edge of reform in the city. They have impact that is way disproportionate to the 3% share.
Okay. Nelson Smith, thanks for coming on. Nelson has announced his retirement from the National Alliance. We're going to miss you in the charter school world.
Well, you're not going to miss me just yet. I'll be around. For those who don't know it, I'll be senior advisor after this summer, after we name a new seat. It's a very slow departure, but thank you, Mike.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.